Well, it's been a year.
Whenever bad shit happens, doesn't bother me at all. No, I'ma do it how I want. So don't feel no fear. Feeling wild and selfish. I don't really give a fuck. No, I just turn the music up so I can't hear. Dancing like I'm alive, dancing just to survive. Dancing like I'm alive, moving like I'm alive, moving just to survive. Moving like I'm alive. Hey yeah, 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 hey yeah. Dancing like I'm alive, dancing.
1 year ago, I decided that, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm really frustrated with just how my body's looking, and I decided to join the Fit Body Fusion team with Shelby Pierce as my coach. I want to thank you guys so much for kind of following me along this journey. It has been incredible, more than I thought it was going to be, from the extreme highs to the extreme lows, and just overall the transformation, not only in my body, but just mentally. I have changed so much. One thing that I can say for sure is that I am not the same person that I was a year ago. A year ago, I was completely frustrated with my body. I was frustrated with just my lifestyle. I was trying to kind of get control back of my food.
Day one of, I need to think of a good name. I think I'm gonna call it like fixed metabolism or food. Day one of food. I have had breakfast, which was perfect. It was the way that she had told me to break it down, so I did that perfectly. And now I am on my way to the gym for my first ever workout, and I'm really excited. So, yay.
So after day one, I realized that this is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. It was going to be a complete transformation. Realizing that this was going to be a journey that required extreme dedication and commitment.
I've been 1 week in this new program, and while I feel like I get to eat a lot more food, I did my first week check-in, and the only thing that she said that I needed to do was I need to measure out my food, like weigh it, not just like, okay, this is a cup, like whatever. So I did that for the first time today. Whew, that's really hard to do. Like, I actually felt like a crazy person. Like, I brought my scale to work because we have food at work. So I've just been like, okay, this is the cup, like easy to like eyeball it. And I ended up finding that I am totally off on a couple things. So this will be interesting. This will be interesting. It does take a little bit more time.
When I had first started, you know, you get that high of just like, oh my gosh, I'm losing weight, I feel really good. And in that first week or so, I actually did end up losing just water weight, which was kind of like a little mini win that I needed to have. And the weight surprisingly steadily started coming off, even though I was eating more food, I was doing way less cardio, and I was having so much more energy, and I just felt so good. It was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Then I was doing really good and like sticking to my macros, drinking water, all that jazz, and then I ended up going on a trip with my family in August, and it was an incredible trip. Like, I absolutely had an incredible time just being able to really connect to my family. But it was a challenge, just like kind of, I would say probably my first challenge of, you know, trying to reverse diet while with family. And considering what I was doing, I do know that like during that trip, I did get a lot of questions from my family, and they really were asking like, okay, well, why are you dieting? Why are you only eating this little amount? And I was like, well, because I hurt myself, like I ruined my metabolism, and so I have to slowly start increasing my food. So that's why right now I am low, but it will get higher. And that was tough. In the end, it ended up being great, and we did understand each other, and now that I'm sheltering in place with them, they're just like, oh my gosh, you eat like a horse. I'm like, I told you I was going to, but it was a process. I had to slowly build up my metabolism to be able to now handle eating this much food and not just instantly putting on weight. And so I think they now understand it and they're very, very supportive of it, but that was definitely something I didn't anticipate during this whole entire journey. The other thing that I didn't anticipate during this journey was that when you suddenly are not so focused on food and on losing weight, you have to start dealing with yourself. And a great thing is that you don't become as food focused. Like I can go and like I know I'm eating food and I don't feel like I'm deprived anymore, food obsessed, which is an awesome win in this whole entire year. But in like October, I did start realizing, oh my gosh, when I don't focus on food so much, I actually have to like get to know myself and I have to have other hobbies. And I started learning things about myself that I had completely been burying and realizing that, yeah, there's some amazing things, but there's also some tough things that I need to deal with and I need to process through. And that was kind of a tough period. That was a really tough period because I ended up finding that, you know, I don't always think properly about things that I should be thinking properly about, and stress started getting to me, and it was just that couple of months was really, really, really tough for me. But I didn't have, you know, something to focus on so much, which I think is what I would do in the past. Is when I would become stressed, I would get really focused on like food and just like focusing so much on that of like food I wish I could eat and food that I could, like I had this like deprived mindset. And when that wasn't there to fall back on, it was like, oh, I actually have to process through these emotions. I need to be okay with that. And I know it may sound really weird, but just something that I did have to go through of dealing kind of with myself and getting to know myself without this crazy food focused monster that I had kind of become. Now, fast forward a little bit past October, December was fun with family, January was my birthday, and then February, I was actually considering, you know, kind of looking at my longer term goals, because at that point I was eating 2,200 calories and I'm like, wow, I feel great. This is amazing. Like I can eat all this food and I still look awesome. Like what? Magic. So I kind of started thinking about like longer term goals and talked with my coach about some possibilities. And then all of a sudden COVID hit. And then I was able to actually come to Colorado and shelter in place with my family. But I started doing at-home workouts, which was great. I will attribute, you know, COVID I think built me a butt, so thank you for that. But it wasn't the same. Like it's not the same kind of motivation that you have when you can go into the gym and actually feel like you're making progress and being able to actually see numbers go up. So just not having that was really tough, but I feel like over the last kind of month and a half since moving back in with family and having that supportive network has really kind of refired my passion of enjoying fitness and enjoying this lifestyle. And yeah, in the grand scheme of things, in this whole entire journey, I realized that I'm not doing a crash diet. I am not doing this thing that's just like super quick to get shredded. Right now, that's not my goal over this last year. This year was really about building and just being able to understand cues in my body and realize that, you know, there's more to life. There's so much more to life than being so focused on your food and on your diet and how much weight you can shred in 2 weeks. Like that's not sustainable in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like this year really kind of showed me that. The other thing that I learned during this whole entire process is that this journey takes time and dedication. Whew. Like, in order to get to that point in your life, like you have to build a solid foundation. You have to put hours in the gym and you have to be consistent about it. That is, it doesn't happen in like 1 month, 2 months. Like it is not a quick fix. And I'm not saying that to like discourage anyone from starting to focus on their health and fitness. It's just to give a realistic expectation that You're not gonna have this suddenly happen. You're doing this whole entire process for an entire life. Like, I know that what I am building right now is going to translate into my 30s, into my 40s, because I'm making good decisions now that will impact me later on in my future. The other crazy thing that I do want to share on this vlog and that I've learned in the last year is bad body image doesn't suddenly go away. What you have to do is you have to actually choose to focus on the good parts of your body and choose to look at your body in a positive way. To listen to your head, which is telling you you look great, and ignore the negative nillies that are inside your head that's saying no, you could be better. Look at that person on Instagram. She's a 24-inch waist and you're a 27-inch waist. Girl, look how large you are. Yeah, but I'm 6 feet tall and I am eating so many calories and my body is functioning so good. 27 inches is actually a really good place for me. And also, if you think about where I was a year ago, that is almost 4 inches down from where I was a year ago. And that's the thing, that you have to constantly remind yourself those things, and you have to choose to listen to the positive instead of constantly cutting yourself down. I will say, when I found that realization, I have so much better body images now because I choose that. And when I do hear my little nagging nillies coming out and being like, your period's coming, you're looking a little puffy there. It's like, whoa, nagging nilly, take a chill pill, step her back, let's look at some progress photos. Or let's look at what I'm gonna be doing today. Or let's look at my relationships of how I'm feeling with everybody else. And you know what? Let's actually look at my body. And let's tell itself exactly what are the awesome things about it. I'm hella proud of these ab lines. Like, they're great. I'm hella proud of these shoulders. My cheekbones fly, hair poppin'. Like, you have to actually go through that, and the more you do that, you suddenly start actually telling yourself that. So please, we all struggle with body image issues no matter what our size is, and we have to choose to focus on the good, which is the reality that you look great no matter where you are in the process. You look amazing, your body is incredible, and you need to love it. Sorry for going on the rant on that. Just wanted to throw it out there. Let's talk about some of the positives in this whole entire journey. Food freedom. Like, need I say more? Honestly, I can now go out and hang out with friends and I don't feel guilty. Because the thing is, I know that there is a balance. And there's not a food that is a bad food that makes me start spiraling down out of control. It is all about a balance. And yes, you have treats and you can go out with people, but then most of the time, you know, you are choosing a little bit of a healthier lifestyle. It's all about a balance. Like, it's absolutely worth it. It's worth the tough reverse. It's worth going into the gym and having those sessions where you're like not as motivated to be there, but you see the progress and you suddenly start seeing the outcome of all your hard work, and there's a sense of, oh my gosh, I built this. I did this. It's so empowering. And I think that also has translated into the rest of my life, that if I can do this hard journey, then I can take on anything else. Like, all of a sudden it gives you like this little, it's not a little win, it's a big win of, wow, I hit my macros today. What am I gonna do tomorrow? I can do anything. And I'm sure you're thinking that's like a little over exaggeration, but it's the truth. Like, it suddenly starts showing yourself that I can be dedicated to something and I can be successful in this, and it starts translating into all of your other areas. So that is kind of a pretty cool little thing. Just saying, pretty cool, pretty dope. So I am so proud of what I have been able to do this last year, and I feel so good with my body. I feel so good with my health overall, and just so proud. I mean, like, look at this. It's incredible. It's incredible. It has been a whirlwind of a year, and I am just so proud to say, hey, I did it a year. And you know what? Who knows? I don't know exactly what next year is gonna bring, but I do know it's gonna be pretty awesome. So I hope you decide to join me along this journey. Thank you so much for all of your support that you've already shown. I really do appreciate it. And hey, give it a thumbs up if you like this video, because it helps support my channel. Shameless plug. Sorry. All right. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions or anything, I'm here for you. Otherwise, happy 2020.